My dear brothers and sisters, this fourth week of Easter, we are celebrating the feast of Christ, the shepherd that is good, as we were saying the other day. So sometimes when we think about a shepherd, we think about an ongoing way, which is true. And actually, a good spiritual exercise, I would say, is to go through the different paths that the Lord has taken us throughout time and space. And sometimes it is a good spiritual exercise, as I say, to probably think about our own families, how their path has been, and how in His providence, as a shepherd that is good, the Lord has guided our families. Sometimes for good. Sometimes we might have fallen astray. But nevertheless, all enveloped in His providence. We are here today in Mass. And this is always a miracle. What happened in our families that we received the faith. And not only thinking about our families and praying for those that are gone, and praying that we will all be part of the communion of saints, but also thinking about our own. What paths has the Lord taken me through? I would say that's a good exercise as well. Think about our childhood. Think about our younger age. Think about our older age. Giving thanks to the Lord for all He has done for us. This is actually what Paul did in the first reading. In the first reading, Paul stood up in that assembly and started talking about salvation history. Well, we are all part of the salvation history. Our families are part of the salvation history as well. Our blood families, also our religious families, our parish family, whatever family the Lord has given us. We all have walked through that path to be here. So it's always good to remember and thank God for all the blessings He has given us. Maybe some blessings, we don't count them as blessings because they really have been hardships, but it doesn't matter. The Lord sometimes works in mysterious ways. So it is good to remember in the presence of God and thank Him for all His blessings throughout the salvation history. We are also part of the salvation history that Paul is talking about. We're also part of Israel. And as part of the church, members of the church, we are the new Israel. Our own families are part of that too. And we ourselves now. It's always good to remember our life, how our life has been. All the blessings and the hardships that the Lord has given us. So sometimes, yes, we think about a shepherd as an ongoing movement. You know, the sheep move. They move around. They follow the shepherd. But sometimes the shepherd stops. And the shepherd sits down while they are eating or where the sheep are sleeping. And sometimes it's good to remain still and to focus on the marvels that the Lord has given us. Now, this is what the Lord also is telling us during the Last Supper, of which the Gospel talks about. So, the Lord has sent us throughout our lives different shepherds that act in His name. Have we thanked Him for those shepherds? And they're not necessarily priests. Sometimes our parents are our shepherds, our siblings, our friends. Have you prayed for those priests that have appeared in your life? Holy? but nevertheless instruments of God for us. So sometimes, as I say, it's good to remain still and to reflect before the Lord for all the blessings that He has given us throughout our life, following His staff, His shepherd office, His kingship. Let us thank God today for because He's been our King and our shepherd. And let us ask Him in the peaceful Mass, this peaceful Mass today, let us ask Him that we will remain faithful to His guidance and His leadership. And let us ask not only for ourselves, but also for those members of our families, those friends, those members of our parish, those people we know, or those that we might not know. Let us ask for them too, so that we will remain as one flock, following the Lord, our shepherd, that is good.